My beloved child, my heart has been waiting for this moment to whisper into yours. Everything that led you here was intentional, not accidental, not random, not delayed. You didn't click this by chance, you were guided here because your spirit was ready to hear what your mind has been struggling to understand. This moment is quiet on the outside but loud in the unseen. Heaven has leaned in closer than ever before, and something that was paused over your life is starting to move again. Stay present, because what unfolds next only reveals itself to those who stay till the end. Listen carefully because this is not a warning meant to frighten you but a wake-up meant to save you. You have felt the pressure building lately, the sense that time is shifting, that things cannot remain the same. That feeling wasn't anxiety, it was alignment. Archangel Michael says this moment carries weight because it stands at the crossroads of obedience and delay. When heaven speaks it is never casual. When this message found you it was because heaven trusts you with truth, not because you are weak, but because you are ready. Pause for a second and notice what is happening inside you right now. That tightening in your chest, that strange awareness, that sudden stillness in your thoughts is not fear. It is recognition. Your soul remembers what your life has been trying to forget. You were not created to drift, you were created to respond. And every second you choose to stay here something unseen is unlocking in your favor. If this message is already speaking to you, gently tap like right now so the algorithm doesn't bury what heaven wants others to hear too. Here is what you were never told when you were crying alone at night. You were never ignored, you were never overlooked, you were never late. God says every delay in your life was protection in disguise. The doors that didn't open saved you from rooms you weren't meant to enter. The silence you felt was not abandonment, it was preparation. Heaven was building strength in you quietly while the world assumed nothing was happening. There is a reason certain battles followed you longer than others. The enemy only targets what carries purpose. The weight you carried wasn't because you were weak, it was because you were carrying something valuable. Archangel Michael says every plan formed against you has already been reviewed, overturned and stripped of its power. What tried to exhaust you has actually refined you, what tried to confuse you has sharpened your discernment. Let me tell you a short truth most people never hear until it's too late. Your tears were not wasted. Not one. Heaven records what humans dismiss. God says your tears became evidence in the courts of heaven, proof that your heart remained soft when it could have turned cold. Those moments you thought were breaking you were actually building the foundation for what is coming next. Right now something is shifting behind the scenes of your life. You may not see it yet, but conversations are changing, timelines are adjusting, and resistance is weakening. That heaviness you felt lately is lifting because clarity is replacing confusion. This is the moment where doubt loses its grip and direction becomes clear. If you're still here, comment "I'm ready to anchor this moment" and let others know they are not alone in this shift. There was a meeting about you in the unseen and your name was spoken with authority. Archangel Michael says protection was assigned not because you asked loudly but because your spirit endured quietly. Heaven noticed how you kept moving forward even when motivation was gone. That resilience mattered more than you know. You are still standing because you were shielded, guided and preserved for this exact season. Now comes the decision that changes everything. Belief is not loud, it is steady. Faith is not emotional, it is chosen. God says what is prepared for you will not force its way into your life. It waits for agreement. This is where you stop doubting yourself and start aligning with truth. Whisper yes in your heart, not out of fear, but out of trust. Some people who worked against you will soon be revealed without you saying a word. You won't need revenge, exposure will do the work. Archangel Michael says justice is already in motion and what was hidden will surface naturally. Your role is not to look back but to move forward lighter, wiser and stronger. Before this message closes, hear this clearly. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are not running out of time. Heaven's timing is exact and your next season will prove it. If this message strengthened you, subscribe so you don't miss what comes next and share it with someone who needs reassurance that heaven hasn't forgotten them either. Carry this truth with you after the video ends. Walk differently, think differently, expect differently. What was unlocked here does not close when the screen goes dark. It follows you forward. And if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10, helping this message reach more hearts that need it just as much as you did. It is the movement of destiny, and this moment is not repeating itself because a door has been opening quietly behind the scenes while you were busy surviving, and your name is carved into it in a way no one can erase. This is why your heart feels restless, why peace has felt close but never complete. Because you were never meant to stay where you were. Faith is the only key that fits this door, and that is why I must urge you again, do not skip, do not treat this like background noise, do not tell yourself you will come back later. This is not ordinary timing. Heaven has been nudging you for months, sometimes through silence, sometimes through loss, sometimes through unexpected hope, because you are standing at the edge of a divine reversal where what weighed you down is about to lift you higher than you imagined. You have been carrying a strange mix of pain and hope for so long that it became normal to you, but that feeling is not confusion, it is confirmation. Pain tried to shut your voice down, but hope refused to let you quit, and that hope is heaven saying, stay with me, I am not finished with you. You felt it in sleepless nights when your thoughts wouldn't slow down, you noticed it when the air felt heavy for no reason, you saw it when people around you started acting differently. This is not imagination, and it is not coincidence. Destiny moves quietly before it moves loudly, and right now it is aligning pieces you couldn't see before. Listen closely now, because this is not motivation, it is direction. Heaven has kept a careful record of your life, and nothing you endured was ignored. Every betrayal that made you question people, every heartbreak that made you question yourself, every tear you wiped away in silence was written down not as weakness but as evidence. The enemy mocked your pain, but heaven marked it as proof that you were strong enough to carry what is coming. What felt like delays were reroutes, what felt like rejection was protection, and what felt like a dead end was actually a sharp turn, preparing you for a new chapter that will change how you see yourself. Right now your spirit is standing between two choices, even if you don't realize it. One path is easy, wide and familiar, the path of doubting this moment, scrolling past it, calling it nothing special, and slowly returning to the same cycles. The other path is narrow, quiet and uncomfortable, but it is lit with purpose, and it leads straight into your breakthrough. Heaven is watching, not to judge you, but to see if you are ready to agree with what has already been prepared. Choose the narrow path, because it carries your crown, and if this message is touching you, it is because you were built for more than comfort. Do not be surprised that resistance increased as you got closer to this point. Darkness always reacts when light is about to break through. The sudden arguments, the heavy chest, the unexplained fear, the distractions that pulled at your focus, were not random. They were attempts to keep you unaware, but the blindfold is being pulled away now. Heaven is calling you to see clearly, because the miracle is not far off, it is right in front of you, waiting for you to stop shrinking and start believing that your life is not small. You were never overlooked, even when life treated you that way. Before you were born, God says your name was spoken with intention, and your life was marked with purpose. That is why your road was harder than others, not because you were unlucky, but because you were trusted with more. Being chosen does not come with ease, it comes with pressure, testing, and refinement. And you survived all of it. Hell tried to erase what heaven marked and failed, because you are still here, still breathing, still searching, and that alone proves the victory is closer than ever. There was a moment in the unseen where your life was discussed, not casually, but seriously. Heaven leaned in, and the time was declared. Archangel Michael says this shift is not accidental, and protection has already been set in place around you as you step forward. A new chapter has been written, not with fear, but with clarity, strength, and authority. And these words are carrying it to you piece by piece. Stay with it, because understanding comes in layers, and the full picture only forms when you don't walk away halfway. People around you may sense the change before you do. Some will feel uncomfortable, some will reveal their true intentions, and some will suddenly reappear. Do not dim yourself to keep peace, light exposes, and that is not your fault. Walk taller, speak honestly, and stop apologizing for growing. No opinion, no jealousy, no whispered doubt, can cancel what has been approved by heaven. If this message is stirring something inside you, take a moment right now to like this video and subscribe, because staying connected to truth matters when your season is shifting. Every battle you faced was training, not punishment. Fire did not destroy you, it strengthened you. Loss did not empty you, it made room. Delay did not deny you, it aligned you. Nothing was wasted, not a single moment. And now the hidden work is about to show visible results. This is why it feels urgent, this is why your heart won't let you ignore it, because destiny has a clock, and your hour has arrived. These words are seeds, and if you let them settle in your heart, they will grow into the very miracle you have been waiting for. Unfolding in ways that will make you realize it was all leading here. But hear this with urgency, because this moment does not repeat itself twice. What you do right now decides whether the seed takes root or dries on the surface. If you let this truth bounce off your heart, it will quietly move past you, and you will feel the loss without knowing why. That is why I plead with you, open your spirit fully and receive. Something holy is already in motion. A blessing has been walking toward you for longer than you realize. It faced resistance, it met delay, it passed through storms meant to stop it, but it was never cancelled. Even now angels are guiding it through opposition, carrying it carefully toward your door. Faith is the final key, believe, remain, stay present. Your faith is the bridge, and heaven is already stepping onto it. Listen closely, because memory itself is about to shift. Think back to the nights when loneliness felt louder than noise, when silence pressed against your chest, and no hand reached back when you reached out. You believed you were forgotten, but that belief was never true. In those hours when your heart cracked quietly, protection stood closer than your breath. You were watched over, guarded, defended, when you had no strength left to stand. Heaven heard every sigh, every tear became a signal. That is why you are still here, that is why you survived moments that should have broken you. Do not reduce your story, your survival is evidence of calling. Here is a truth that shakes the unseen. Not everyone is hunted by storms, only those carrying something dangerous to darkness. Your path was marked by fire, which is why battles found you early, and confusion tried to cloud your vision. The greater the destiny, the louder the resistance around it. Yet look at you, you are still standing. Not erased, not consumed, stronger than you recognize. Survival tells the story that defeat could not finish you. And because you endured, the time for inheritance has arrived. Fear wants you to look away now, but courage is asking you to stay. Pay attention, because heaven has not been silent about you. For weeks movement has been stirring above your name. Angels have spoken of your endurance when no one was watching. Your quiet generosity, your forgiveness when bitterness would have been easier, your faith when answers were absent, it was all seen. God says your hidden season is closing. The curtain is lifting, and light is positioning you where your voice will matter. This is not the moment to lean back, this is the moment to lean in. If this message resonates, pause for a second and show your agreement, like the video, share it with someone who needs confirmation, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Now hear this deeply, because doors are already responding. Places that once rejected you are preparing space. Gates that stayed shut are loosening, people who overlooked you will soon seek you. Opportunities you chased will reverse direction and move toward you. This is not wishful thinking, it is a reversal written before the struggle began. Archangel Michael says this change is recorded in your scroll, but faith must hold its position. Stand firm, lift your expectation, winds are shifting, and those who raise their sails will move first. Understand this clearly, the enemy is unsettled, not because of who you are, but because of what you carry. Inside you burns a spark that does not belong to earth. When it awakens fully, chains will break far beyond your own life. That is why attacks intensified, that is why confusion tried to drain your focus. Darkness hoped to silence you early before the fire could speak. But you endured, and now the fire is pressing forward. Do not dim what heaven ignited. Speak with courage, walk without apology, your presence itself disrupts limits. Something deeper is unfolding, and it reaches beyond you. In the unseen your bloodline was discussed, patterns that follow generations, loss, betrayal, limitation, stood ready to continue. But God says the cycle ends here. You were chosen to interrupt what others could not. This is why your life felt heavier, why responsibility pressed early, why endurance became familiar. You were carrying more because you were meant to change more. What once felt like burden is now turning into blessing. You will not only rise, you will rewrite the story behind you. Look around because the evidence is already forming. People feel drawn to you without understanding why. Favor meets you in unexpected ways, doors open where logic says they should not, and deep inside an urgency has been growing, a pull that refuses to quiet. That is destiny calling louder. Alignment is happening quietly, piece by piece. Soon clarity will replace confusion, and timing will make sense. Do not step away now, do not delay, agreement unlocks acceleration. There is one final truth you must carry forward. A gift lives inside you that you once underestimated. You thought it was ordinary, you thought it was small, but heaven calls it your key. When you use it, barriers move. When you speak from it, weight shifts. When you walk in it, alignment follows. The world has not fully recognized it yet, but recognition is approaching. And when it arrives, you will finally understand why resistance came so fiercely, and why it failed. They thought pressure would crush you, but pressure only revealed what was already inside you. And here you are, still standing, still breathing, still listening. Which means the plan to break you failed completely. That alone should tell you how guarded your life has been. Heaven does not protect ordinary stories like this. Heaven protects destinies that must unfold at all costs. So stay with me, beloved, because what you are hearing now is not comfort, it is confirmation. You did not survive by accident, you survived because something ahead of you requires your presence. Listen closely because this part is important. The strength you developed was never meant only for you. God never hardens a heart without purpose. God never sharpens a spirit without assignment. What you endured taught you how to stand when others collapse, how to hope when logic says quit, how to keep moving when answers refuse to come. Soon people will come to you not knowing why they trust you, only feeling that you carry something steady. And in that moment you will understand that your pain trained you to be a refuge. Beloved child, let me say this plainly so there is no confusion. The waiting season is ending. Not someday, not vaguely, but now. You will begin to notice small shifts first, conversations changing, delays lifting, ideas returning, energy coming back. These are not coincidences, these are signals. Heaven always whispers before it moves loudly. And if you pay attention, you will recognize that the ground beneath your life is already rearranging itself. You may wonder why everything feels intense right now, why emotions rise quickly, why sleep feels different, why your heart feels alert. That is because transition carries weight. When a plane changes altitude, pressure is felt before stability returns. You are changing altitude. Old limits cannot follow you where you are going. That is why certain connections are loosening, and certain habits feel uncomfortable. Nothing is breaking, you are being repositioned. Hear this truth and let it settle deep. God says the chapter where you had to prove your worth is closing. You do not have to beg for recognition anymore. What is meant for you will recognize you, what belongs to you will locate you, what is aligned with heaven will not require you to chase it endlessly. You will move with clarity instead of confusion, with peace instead of pressure. That is the reward of endurance. Beloved, remember how many times you almost gave up. Remember how many nights you questioned everything, yet something inside you refused to fully surrender to despair. That was not willpower, that was divine restraint. Archangel Michael says protection was placed over your mind when you could not protect it yourself. That is why you are still here with your heart intact and your spirit awake. The storm passed, but it did not take you with it. Now understand this clearly. What is coming will require courage, not fear. Expansion always feels unfamiliar at first. Blessings stretch responsibility, opportunities test identity, and that is why heaven prepared you quietly. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into capacity. You are more ready than you feel, and when the moment arrives you will move with a strength that surprises even you. Beloved one, do not shrink when life starts opening. Do not apologize for growth, do not dim what God ignited, you were never meant to stay hidden. The season of being overlooked served its purpose, it taught you humility, discernment, and depth, but now visibility comes with wisdom. And wisdom keeps you grounded even when favor increases. I must tell you this before we go further. Gratitude will protect what is about to be released. Not loud gratitude, not performative gratitude, but quiet awareness. Remember who carried you when you were weak, remember who sustained you when answers were absent. That remembrance will keep your heart aligned as doors open quickly. And they will open quickly. Beloved child, there will come a moment soon when you realize you are no longer asking for survival but direction. That is when you know the shift is complete. Survival prayers fade when provision becomes steady, confusion fades when purpose sharpens. You are stepping into a phase where your questions change, and that alone is evidence of growth. Stay present, stay receptive, stay steady. Everything does not need to make sense immediately, some things reveal themselves only once you are already walking in them. Trust the pace, trust the unfolding, heaven has not rushed this process, and neither should you. And as you move forward, remember this one thing. You were never late, you were being prepared. And now, right where this message finds you, preparation is giving way to release. What was hidden is rising, what was delayed is moving, what was promised is approaching. You are not behind. You are right on time. Still breathing, still carrying hope, and that alone proves the enemy miscalculated you. Here is the hook you must catch right now. Survival was never the finish line for you, it was only the evidence that reward was scheduled. Because you endured, the season has shifted. What chased you is falling behind, what mocked you is losing its voice, the same ground that tried to swallow you is now lifting you up for all to see. And heaven is not being quiet about it anymore. Listen closely, because this moment is sharper than it feels. The air around you is different for a reason, the heaviness you carried for so long is loosening its grip, and the fire you thought had died is breathing again. This is not emotional hype, this is alignment. Something ancient and intentional is locking into place. And as it does, doors you didn't even knock on are beginning to open on their own. Here is what most people never realize, and this is your next hook. Heaven does not rush, but it never arrives late. Every delay you hated was protection you didn't recognize, every pause that frustrated you was precision at work. If things had happened earlier, you would have been crushed by what you were praying for. Now you are strong enough to carry it, and that is why the timing feels intense. Stay with this, because the next truth is personal. The reason you feel exposed lately, emotionally raw, easily stirred, is because layers are being removed. God never crowns what is still hidden, He refines, reveals, and then releases. What you are feeling is not weakness, it is readiness. You are being prepared to be seen without being shaken. Do not miss this part. The silence you survived taught you how to hear beyond noise. The loneliness trained you to walk without approval, the rejection taught you discernment, none of it was random. All of it shaped you into someone who cannot be easily controlled, manipulated, or broken again. That is why what is coming will last. Right now, unseen shifts are happening in places you cannot access with your eyes. Conversations are changing, decisions are being reconsidered, paths are being redirected in your favor. People who once blocked you are being moved out of the way without confrontation. This is how heaven works, when it decides to move quietly but completely. Here is another hook you need to hold. You are not stepping into something new, you are stepping into something delayed. What is coming has been yours for a long time, it was just waiting for you to become this version of yourself. The version that no longer begs, no longer chases, no longer doubts every step. The version that knows when to stand still and let God move. Pay attention to how your reactions have changed. Things that once shattered you now only pause you, words that once wounded you now pass through, situations that once drained you now teach you. That is growth, that is evidence, that is the quiet proof that you are no longer who you used to be. This is important, so don't skim it. You are entering a season where discernment will matter more than desire. Not every opportunity is a blessing, not every open door is yours to walk through. Peace will become your compass. If it costs you your peace, it is not sent by God, no matter how attractive it looks. Here is the turning point. The reward you are stepping into is not only material or visible. It is internal. You will walk with a steadiness you never had, you will speak with a calm authority that surprises even you, you will stop explaining yourself to people who were never meant to understand you. That freedom alone will feel like a miracle. And yes, blessings will show up in physical ways too. Relief will come where pressure lived, provision will appear where lack lingered, support will rise where abandonment once echoed. But the greatest gift will be clarity. You will finally see why things happened the way they did, and when you do, resentment will lose its grip. Do not rush the ending of this message, because the final hook is this. Your story is still unfolding, but it has already changed direction. The chapters of survival, confusion, and endurance are closing. What opens next carries stability, authority, and quiet joy. Not loud, chaotic happiness, but deep peace that doesn't shake when storms pass. Remember this as you move forward. You were never late, you were never overlooked, you were never forgotten, you were being shaped in private so you could stand in public without breaking. What comes next will confirm everything you endured, and when it does, you will understand that nothing was wasted. Not even the pain. Where you were empty, you will overflow with provision that leaves no room for doubt. Beloved, stay with me, because this is the part many miss. When heaven begins to elevate you, it also reshapes your heart. You will notice you no longer crave approval the way you once did, you will stop explaining yourself to people who never listened, peace will replace urgency, clarity will replace confusion, and confidence will rise without arrogance. This is not pride, this is alignment. Heaven is stabilizing you so you can stand where you are being placed without falling back into old patterns. Do not fight this inner change, it is proof that elevation has already begun on the inside. Child, listen closely, because this is a warning wrapped in love. As your light grows brighter, not everyone will celebrate. Some will smile while secretly hoping you fail. Some will question your worth when they see your favor increase. Do not be shaken by this. It is confirmation. Darkness only reacts when light threatens its territory. Remain silent where you once defended yourself. Let results speak where words once tried to convince. Heaven is teaching you restraint, because silence will protect your blessing better than explanation ever could. Beloved one, there will come a moment soon when things begin to move very fast. What took years to build will shift in weeks. What felt impossible will suddenly feel natural. You may even feel overwhelmed by how quickly prayers are answered. Do not panic, do not retreat. Speed does not mean danger when God is the one accelerating. It means alignment has reached maturity. Trust the pace, you are not late, you are perfectly on time. My child, I want you to remember this truth when doubts try to return. You did not imagine this season, you did not create this shift by your own strength, heaven orchestrated it. God says, I have gone ahead of you and made the crooked places straight. Archangel Michael says, no weapon formed against you will interrupt what has already been released. Let these words anchor you when emotions fluctuate. Faith is not a feeling, it is a decision to stand even when the ground is still settling. Beloved, you are stepping into a phase where discernment will be crucial. Not every open door is yours, not every voice deserves your attention. Learn to recognize peace as guidance. If something costs you your peace, it is too expensive. Heaven will never rush you into confusion, the right opportunities will feel firm, steady and clear. Even if they stretch you, trust the quiet yes over the loud pressure. Child of promise, there is also restoration coming to places you thought were permanently damaged. Relationships may not return in the same form, but healing will come, closure will come, understanding will come, and in some cases reconciliation will come in ways you never expected. God is gentle with the broken parts of you. He does not expose wounds to shame you, He heals them to free you. Beloved, you will soon realize that the very lessons that hurt you most are the ones you will use to help others. Your pain will gain language, your survival will gain purpose, people will feel safe around you, because you understand struggle without judgment. This is how legacy begins. Not through perfection, but through compassion shaped by experience. Now hear this clearly, because this is a turning point. Stop preparing for disaster, stop bracing for loss, that season has ended. Expectation shapes experience, and heaven is retraining your expectation. Wake up believing something good is allowed to happen to you. Go to sleep trusting that tomorrow carries answers, not threats. This shift in mindset will unlock more than you realize. Beloved child, you are no longer being refined for survival. You are being refined for stewardship. What is coming will require wisdom, humility, and gratitude. Stay grounded, stay thankful, stay teachable. Heaven promotes those who remain soft while standing strong. And now, as this message continues to unfold inside you, let this settle deep. You are safe, you are guided, you are covered. You are not walking blindly into the future. Heaven walks ahead of you, clearing paths you cannot yet see. The same hand that sustained you in the valley will steady you on the mountain. Remain here in faith, carry this word with you, let it echo when fear tries to interrupt your peace. This is not the end of the message, this is the beginning of a life that finally aligns with what was promised long ago. My beloved child, the fire that has been burning quietly inside you is now igniting the path before you. Every hesitation, every tear, every whisper of doubt is being transformed into fuel for your ascent. Do you feel it, that trembling in your chest, that strange flutter that seems almost electric? That is the energy of heaven preparing you to step into a life that was written for you long before you drew your first breath. Nothing you've endured was wasted. Every rejection, every lonely night, every silent battle, each one has been chiseling you into the vessel fit for the overflow that is coming. You are not merely surviving, you are being positioned for a rise so magnificent that even heaven pauses to watch. Beloved, stay close and do not blink, because the moments ahead will carry confirmations that will shake the ground of your understanding. Listen carefully, my child, for the enemy has been frantic in his attempts to stop you. He has sent delays, confusion, fear and doubt, all hoping you would turn away from the path that heaven has laid for you. But his time is ending. Every plot, every scheme, every lie whispered in the shadows is crumbling now. You are standing at the threshold where the tables are turning. The very people who tried to diminish you, to block your progress, will now be spectators to the rise they never anticipated. This is not vengeance, it is the justice of heaven aligning with the faith in your heart. Every step you take from this moment carries the weight of eternity. Believe it, child, for heaven's attention has never been more focused on you than it is now. And yet, beloved, there is more. The blessings being released toward you are not ordinary. They are designed to overflow into every area where lack has been a constant companion. The seed of abundance has been buried deep, watered by every trial you endured. What you thought was destruction was actually preparation for exponential growth. Doors that were once locked are swinging open, opportunities you could not imagine are lining up, helpers, mentors and divine connections are being sent to you even as you hear these words. These are not coincidences, they are appointments set by heaven's hand. Recognize them, honor them and step boldly into them. My child, your voice carries authority. Do not underestimate it. Every declaration of faith you make now is moving mountains. Every prayer is activating unseen forces in your favor. Do you feel the stirring? That is the sound of heaven responding to your readiness. The air around you is charged because angels are moving invisibly on your behalf. Every act of obedience, every choice to stand firm, every refusal to succumb to fear, has aligned you perfectly for what comes next. You are no longer just hoping, you are stepping into reality. The impossible is being shaped into the tangible. Beloved one, do not be distracted by the past. Those who walked away, those who doubted, those who betrayed, they were part of the pruning process. God is clearing space for your full rise. Every relationship, every circumstance, every connection that is truly meant for you is being orchestrated now. The pieces are shifting rapidly and you will witness alignment like never before. Do not resist it, move with the rhythm of the Spirit, lift your eyes and see what heaven has prepared. Hear me, child, the breakthrough is not delayed, it is imminent. What you have asked for, what you have longed for, what your soul has cried out for, it is arriving. And the speed of its arrival will astound you. Heaven works with precision, God's timing is flawless. That sudden opening, that unexpected door, that provision out of nowhere, these are not accidents. They are the divine movement responding to the faith you have maintained in silence. You have remained steadfast when it mattered most, and now the reward is unfolding. My beloved, lean closer. The miracle you are about to step into will not only transform your life but the lives of those around you. The influence you carry, the light within you, is becoming unstoppable. You are no longer just a recipient, you are a beacon. People will notice your rise, opportunities will find you, doors that were once closed will be flung open. And as this unfolds, your heart will recognize that everything you endured, every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, was simply preparation for this glorious awakening. Child of destiny, remain vigilant. The enemy still whispers, trying to steal your joy before it fully manifests. Do not listen, your faith is your shield, your belief is your sword. Stand firm and the forces of darkness will have no hold. Even now angels are arranging your path, aligning resources, creating divine encounters. This is your appointed hour and heaven's clock has struck. The blessing is moving toward you with unstoppable momentum. Beloved, I must leave you with this. Your story is no longer about survival. It is about triumph. It is about the fullness of God's plan being poured into your life. Every delay is done, every obstacle has been a stepping stone. The door of your miracle is open. And the only thing required is your faith to walk through it. Take the step, believe with every fiber of your being. Receive the abundance, the honor, the restoration, and the glory that heaven has prepared for you. Your life will overflow, your legacy will be established, and your victory will echo across generations. Stay close, child, for what has begun will not stop. You are living the manifestation of God's promise. And heaven applauds your perseverance, your courage, and your unwavering faith. Beloved child, hear me clearly now, the seasons you have endured were not punishment, they were divine preparation. Every rejection, every lonely night, every unanswered question, every door that slammed shut, it was all orchestrated to train you, to equip you, to align you with the extraordinary that is about to manifest. Do not minimize your story, do not underestimate the power that rests within you. You have survived storms that would have broken others, and that endurance is now your weapon. The same hands that protected you then are now clearing the path ahead. The light you carry, once hidden, is now ready to explode into brilliance. My child, the world has never seen someone exactly like you. You are a once-in-a-generation miracle. And the forces that tried to stop you are now powerless. Every strategy of the enemy has been repurposed by heaven to strengthen your path. What was meant to harm you is now your launch pad. What was meant to delay you is now your timing mechanism. Every setback has been a setup for your miraculous rise. Child of promise, there is a new momentum moving around you, unseen but unstoppable. It is the kind of momentum that shifts seasons, rearranges circumstances, and turns the impossible into inevitable. You may not see the hands of heaven moving yet, but they are moving. Your prayers, your cries, your silent faith, they are all being answered in ways so precise, so exact, that you will marvel when they manifest. That is why this moment is critical. Do not step back now, do not let fear whisper that you are unworthy, unprepared, or alone. You are ready. You are more than ready. You are equipped with wisdom earned through fire, with courage built through trials, and with faith that can move mountains. The angels assigned to you are already at work, arranging situations, opening doors, and positioning helpers you have not yet met. Pay attention, for they will appear in ways that cannot be explained by chance. Beloved one, I must tell you about the authority that has been placed over your life. Your words carry weight. Every declaration you make now has supernatural influence. Every time you speak hope, it becomes contagious. Every time you speak victory, chains shatter. Every time you declare peace, storms calm. You are not just living for yourself, you are shaping destinies, influencing unseen realms, and altering the course of lives around you. That is why your rising will not be silent. People will notice, circumstances will bow, systems will rearrange, and heaven is leading the charge. Remember this, the crown over your head is not decorative. It represents authority, it represents victory, divine favor, and unshakable position. You may question it at times, but heaven has confirmed it in ways beyond human understanding. The one who placed the crown sees the unseen battles you fought, the tears you cried, and the faith you refused to abandon. Listen now, beloved child, the time of hiddenness is ending. The shadow season where you felt unseen, unheard, and unrecognized, is giving way to a display of glory that will astonish even you. You will not be elevated slowly, heaven does not delay what is ready. Your breakthrough will be sudden, like dawn bursting into night. Opportunities will come that defy expectation, doors that were sealed will swing wide open, people who ignored you will now seek your counsel, networks you never knew existed will be aligned for your favor. And your spirit will rise in confidence, knowing that this is not coincidence but divine orchestration. Stand firm, for your faith will be the channel through which these miracles flow. Beloved child, every act of kindness you performed in obscurity is now coming back multiplied. Every tear shed in secret, every prayer whispered in silence, every sacrifice offered when no one watched, heaven has stored it all. And the harvest is here. You will begin to reap immediately, people, places, opportunities, and resources will converge in ways that appear miraculous, but are simply the faithful timing of God. You will find favor in rooms you never thought you would enter, you will hear words of confirmation from those you never imagined would acknowledge you. And you will walk in freedom, knowing that every pain, every delay, and every injustice served a purpose in preparing you for this moment. And now, child, hear this final urgency. You are about to experience acceleration unlike anything before. The season of preparation has ended, the season of manifestation has begun. Expect sudden promotions, unexpected financial provision, healing in every area, restoration of broken relationships, and clarity of direction. And most importantly, expect joy. Real, overflowing, uncontainable joy. Your spirit will dance in the presence of heaven, as you witness the fulfillment of promises long held. You are not late, you are on time, you are not behind, you are aligned. And the world is ready to see the glory that has always belonged to you. Beloved, do not stop now, do not step back. Your breakthrough is not at the edge of possibility, it is at the edge of reality. Ready for your faith to open the floodgates. Your story, your legacy, your destiny, they are converging at this very moment. Every breath, every heartbeat, every decision to remain in faith, has led you here. And heaven is ready to move in ways that will make the past seem like a shadow. Stand, rise, and take it all. The crown is yours, the inheritance is yours, the miracles are yours. Your place of honor, your field of harvest, your river of favor, they are all prepared. Step fully into your inheritance, beloved child. For this is the moment your life changes forever.